Hello and welcome. I'm Bill Wake. We're here doing Dungeons and Patterns. It's a role-playing game in the Dungeons and Dragons style, and we've been working on it for a few episodes. Lately, we've gotten to the point where we have things like hallways that don't have puzzles, and so we want to accommodate those. Last time we dealt with rooms that don't have dialogue, so there's no interaction piece. This time we want to deal with the puzzles. I think we got the production code all sort of worked through as far as like once you say maybe it propagates and all that, but we haven't dealt with the tests yet. So we got to pick up there. All right, let's get over here. One sec. Okay, so let's get everything rolling again. Reactors are service, I guess you'd say. This runs our tests. It should tell us there's a bunch of errors that don't things that don't compile. Notice I got IntelliJ back. I don't know what's going on. It seems a touch flaky, but we'll see. Okay, test, room test, game test. Main test. Okay, we're kind of working our way down. Main game room and state. I think we want to start with room. I think that's kind of the bottom most of these things. Okay, so room test. Okay, so let's see. This is room test 36. Room test, well, kind of all over, isn't it? Let's just focus on this one. Okay, so the comparison, let's look at room. All right, now we've made room have maybe puzzle in it, so we got to deal with that. And I think we just have to say just in this case. So an actual legitimate use of the word just puzzle. All right. Okay. So anywhere where we actually define a puzzle, that's what we'll have to do. Okay. And here's one. Puzzle ends here. Here. Okay. And then expect.equal, what's the complaint? Room.answer. Well, let's look at our room.answer. Okay, it's maybe pattern name, not just pattern name. So we need a just here too. Just the proxy. Okay. That looks okay to me. All right. But I'm going to take a to-do. We don't have any tests here. Like we got one for just proxy. We don't have anything that deals with the fact that you might not have one. So let's add to our to-do. And I think what I would say we're doing is fixed errors in test because of maybe puzzle. And we want to add tests for rooms with no puzzle. Okay. Here's room test. All right, let's go back to our terminal. I guess we have to save. Well, I don't need to look at all that, I guess, right? We can just kind of work our way back. Who owns room? I think that's game, right? Oh, let's look at this side, shall we? Okay. A room is a dictionary from a room name to a room. So let's see what troubles these things have. That's okay. Ignored puzzle. Where's that defined? Let's make this a just puzzle. Okay, that fixes some number of them. Then I think we have runs where we created puzzles. Oh, here's another. Game answer, game make none. Default room answer. Well, these things have to be justes, right? So because our room, well, our puzzle is maybe, so the answer might not happen. So you got to deal with the possibility of an optional thing there. And same thing here. If there's no puzzle, there's no dialogue. Okay. Puzzles kind of in place. Well, let's look at this test. What is it? Game knows all the answers. Okay. Okay. And I'm not happy we have so many arguments and things going on. That does seem funny to me. Well, funny as in problematic. Puzzle observer. Okay. And then a question to me is we got this game.make. We could make it take just the puzzle and then we add the just in there. Let's take a look. Part of my problem is you can't overload names, I don't think. Yeah, that's a little complicated, isn't it? Okay, we'll just let that be. Okay, let's go to state. Down here, we got a puzzle. Okay. And game, no. Should be main test, I think. We'll see. We still have problems? Maybe I'm not down far enough. Okay. Now we got a test run failure. Game has default room answer. Expect just something. Well, I think that's actually wrong. Game.make nothing, no rooms. I think the answer should be nothing. Let's see if that's right, and then we'll fix it. Okay, so I think the answer is game has no default room answer. Or maybe, yeah, I think that's true. This is game.answer. Goes to maybe pattern name. Okay, so yeah, if there's no answer, look up room name and get room.answer. Okay, let's get over there. Yeah, if there's no puzzle, there's no answer. Otherwise, we'll take the answer. Okay, and we don't make the answer optional, just the puzzle. All right. Well, tests run. All right, let's get that checked in. We've gone a while, so we got a bunch of things touched. And that's one of these consequences when you're letting the compiler guide you through all these kind of changes. You get a bunch of places that end up being touched because we changed a fundamental decision. Basically, originally we said every room will have a puzzle and built up all kinds of mechanism around it. And then we got to hallways and said, oh, not every room will have a puzzle. And too many places depend on that, sort of. I mean, some of them depend on the fact that the room doesn't have a puzzle, and some of them depend on the fact that if there's no puzzle, then there's no answer. Okay, and I think we've got some things to deal with around that. But let's get this pushed. Okay, the message. I had git commit -a working weird on me at some point. Let's go back to that. All right, so what we did was we made puzzle be optional in room. Okay. And we'll push that. All right. So our to-do, fix errors and test because of maybe. We've done that. 11:05. My goodness. Okay. And I know usually I try and keep these kind of at a micro story level, but that's just flat out talking about code. Okay, add tests for a room with no puzzle. All right, let's see what we got here. Well, I think we want to say room with no puzzle knows, well, maybe has no answer. I believe that's correct. Nothing. Room, image, description, nothing. Empty list. And if you take room.answer, you expect nothing. Okay, and I expect that to pass. Okay. The puzzle has no answer. All right, now I think if we run, I think we might see there's an error in our viewing. Okay. Let's see. Let's refresh this. Choose an action now. Let's do the pattern. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. We got none in TBDs. Those probably should be no puzzles. I don't even need to do that, right? I can just go out. Now I got the keyholes. Ow. That's not what I wanted to do. Third one is not the one to take. Do I get to the hallway? Okay, there's the hallway. Yeah, so it still says what's the pattern. We don't really want that. Okay, and that to me is the JSON is not reflecting the right thing yet. Whoops, let's do this one. I'm resolved to push a little more frequently. Okay, so let's go to our dungeon. And I think the conclusion is a hallway has no puzzle. And I don't know if that's going to break stuff or not. We'll just start with a 1. Error loading your game. Okay. That tells me something's not right on the load. Maybe we didn't test that when we converted it. It's the problem with going a week between things. I believe game has the serialization. Yeah. Now we said required puzzleable, nullable puzzle decoder. That shouldn't be required, should it? Well, let's look at puzzle decoder. Requires... I don't know, is there an optional or what the deal is? Required. Optional. Val decoder fallback. You give me a decoder, a fallback decoder, and it produces a decoder. All right, let's find the test that's not there. Okay, so we had some serialization tests. Did they get a separate? Or did I just not test it because it was originally generated? Game test. Game can read from JSON. Okay, well that's the expected. Here's the input. Well, I think this test should move up. Knows it has dialog. Can read from JSON with a puzzle. And let's make another test without a puzzle. And I don't know if this thing is completely... Okay, instead of just puzzle, to there, we're going to say nothing. And we've taken out the puzzle section. I guess this is pretty minimal. We got the starting room, the translation, the minimal one room map. Okay. I'm pretty sure this test is going to fail. Oops, I had two the same. Yep. Airfield map, field room 1, expecting object with field name puzzle. Okay, so I guess I got to use an optional. I mean, that's the reality. It is optional. But optional... What does optional take? It takes a string, and it takes a decoder. It's like I don't want to decode anything. That's the fallback. I guess that's if it's not present. Well, hey, you could read the documentation. Okay. If the field is missing, it decodes as the fallback value. But if the field is present, then valdecoder decodes its value. If valdecoder fails on a null, then the fallback is used. Okay. Alias, ID, name, email, optional name, string. Oh, I can just put a value. Okay. Optional name. String is the decoder. And otherwise we put blah. Okay, so let's try that in our game. Optional, import that. Name nullable puzzle decoder. I think it wants to be a puzzle decoder. And it wants to return nothing if that fails. Oh, come on. What's your matter? Required puzzle. Why is that a puzzle? Found maybe. A puzzle. puzzle, but I want it to be optional. What did they do here? They just gave it a default value. But I'm trying to decode a maybe puzzle. Room. Let's make sure room is the way I think it is. Room has a maybe puzzle. Why would that decode a puzzle? Okay, we had another situation with a maybe, didn't we? We had the dialogue that could be empty. That's not quite the same. Tuple pair, adjacent index, string, string. Okay, that makes sense to me. List. Succeed in building a puzzle. Maybe this should build a maybe puzzle. No. Okay. Oh, maybe I need to parenthesize it. Maybe puzzle, and it succeeds with maybe puzzle. Oh. Unresolved reference. Maybe. Perfectly resolved up here, but not there. All right, let's look for some documentation. Did we do any maybes in here? After the player, leveraging a null object for current player over maybe player. Okay, he punted. Had it been maybe player, the game would look like this. Oh, maybe it's lowercase? And there is a maybe decoder? I don't know. Succeed game. Had game's current player had the type maybe player. Well, room's current type has the type maybe puzzle. Game decoder would look like, and this bar colon, I don't know what that is. I don't know if he's using the same. He's not. Okay. Let's try and find Elm decode JSON maybe. Okay, optional description. Okay. Required ID optional description. That's the string. Oh, JSON.map. Just string or nothing. Okay, let's undo these. Puzzle decoder. The string would normally be the decoder, I think. So JSON.map. Just puzzle decoder. Was that lower? Capital. Import JSON.map from... Well, I'm going to assume that's JSON.decode. Bad assumption. JSON isn't a choice, huh? Never heard of it. Okay. All right, JSON.decode. Do you have map? JSON.decode.map, it seems like. Okay, if I declare it there, I don't need it here. Okay, so we're saying optional puzzle. You can run the puzzle decoder, map it to the just of its result, I guess, or return nothing. And our hope is this solves it. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to dungeon. We'll take out this from hallway 1. Save that. Reload. Okay, here. 2. No. 3. Okay, so that room loaded. Good. And we got all these other rooms we can get to now. All right. But, should I go back? Whoops. Okay, let's get back here. Oh, well, back to the hallway. This section shouldn't be here, right? And that's what we want to make happen. But let's check this in first. See, I'm getting better. Well, let's just go up. Okay. Game can read a dungeon with a missing puzzle. Okay, and let's get over to main. We're going to break this up one of these days too. This main function is getting so big because the view is growing so big. Okay, but let's get to the top. Okay, so we got a view helper view that gives us all the pieces. I'm going to rename this. I'm going to say this is all views, all sections. Okay, so we display all sections for the model. That's the scene. If it has a dialogue, then acting. Well, I would like to say if it has an answer, If the model has an answer, oh, well, this is another one. If the state has dialog, let's go look at that. Has dialog, we get the current room for the state and ask for the game. What's that doing? Oh, game has dialog for a given, for the state in a current room. All right, what's game has dialog? Okay, we look up the room and answer if the room has a dialogue. Okay. Let me see. Where are we on to-dos? Add tests for rooms with no puzzle. I think we've done what we intended there. The puzzle isn't present. Don't show the actions. That's what we're up to. And no puzzle, no guesses. No guessing. Okay, do we really need has dialogue? I think we do, but I think we don't know what happens if you. Yeah, I think what I feel like is we don't know what happens if you ask for has dialogue in a room with no puzzle. All right, so let's make sure that case works. I know we haven't explicitly tested it. Game knows it has a dialogue. Okay. Well, that's kind of wimpy. Okay, text mapping, that's a different category of stuff. And I don't know, maybe I'm getting too much functionality in this thing, in this class, or whatever you call it. Okay, game knows the dialogue for a room. Game knows it has a dialogue. I mean, the case we're talking about is game with no puzzle has no dialogue. All right, so if we make a room, instead of just puzzle, oh, let's see, can I do this? Yes. I guess I'll take the parens too. I'm going to give it a room with no puzzle. And this should be false. Okay, so game with no puzzle has no dialogue. Has dialogue room 1 game, which exists. All right, expect equal false. I expect this is going to fail. We could pass. We may have covered it by default, but I just don't know. We do cover it. Okay. All right, now I think what I want is, main. I want to answer, if the state has a dialogue, then that. I don't know why that formatted the way it did, but okay. But I want to do something similar. If the state has a pattern, or sorry, if it has a puzzle, then show the guessing section. All right. We're due for a break, though, so I think we'll pick up there when we come back. So we're going to want to make analogous code to this, but we're going to ask the state, do you have a puzzle? Okay. So I will see you in 2 or 3 minutes, and we'll start working on state.has puzzle. Hi, welcome back. All right. Let's just kind of wish this into existence, just like we did this one. If state.has puzzle of model, then guessing of model, else empty text. Okay, and we will invent this one same way. Will it offer to make one? No. Okay. State got has dialog. Let's give it has puzzle. And it goes from a state to a Boolean. And we'll define it for now. Has puzzle of state equals true. Okay. And everything should pass. Our run should be the same. We should see a room or a pattern. A guessing. A chance to guess. All right. So let's do some testing on state test. Okay. State knows whether a room has a dialog. Well, this is going to be very similar. Oops. State knows whether the current room has a puzzle. Okay, room, we'll just turn this into a nothing. We'll make a room with it. Sorry, make a game with it. And a state from that. Okay, state.has puzzle. For a state, we expect that to equal false. I don't like this phrasing whether. How about state knows that room with no dialogue has no dialogue. Weather doesn't tell me which way I'm testing. Okay. State knows that a room without a puzzle has none. Okay. This should fail. Okay. And let's give it some logic. Okay. You asked me if the state has a puzzle. Well, we're going to defer that. We're going to ask the room if it has a puzzle. Sorry, we're going to ask the game. Game.has puzzle. And with, I guess, the game. Do I do it like that? Okay. This is really state.game. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing down here. Do I have anything about the puzzle? Not really. Exit answer. Yeah, that's a good one before that. Has puzzle. And it takes a room name. Does it take a room name? Has puzzle model, then state. I guess it just takes a game. No, we need the current room. Okay. Has puzzle, room name, and game goes to bool. And has puzzle of room name game is true. Okay. We're pushing down. And I don't know, you might want to comment out the state one. The nice thing about pushing down is we know we're stopping at the level that has the answer. We can keep going. I mean, we're gonna do the same as this has dialog basically. It's just that it's gonna be room.has puzzle. Room.has puzzle. A little consistency here. Okay. All right, and let's go to room. And I'll answer that here. Has puzzle room to Boolean. Okay, let's see. Has dialog kind of the same thing? Yeah. Okay, so if puzzle dot room of, and if we get nothing, nothing, it goes to nothing. And just puzzle, whoops, goes to false. Just puzzle goes to true. There must be a easier way to say that. And I don't know. Oh, room.puzzle. I realized at some point I started doing these the hard way. Okay, we'll get this going right. Just puzzle is true. Okay, I want to get my tests running. Yes. Okay. Now let's refactor some stuff here. Okay, so I think maybe must have a testing function, right? Now packages core, maybe with default map chaining. Oh, really? I can't just answer. I would have guessed really well, thoroughly. I was pretty sure it was going to have a function that would say, true if it's a just, and maybe nothing if it's not. Okay, apparently that is not the way of the world here. Okay, so case room.puzzle of nothing goes to that. Okay. Let's do the same style. I think standard style is to just give yourself use the accessor like that. So oddly, it requires a lot of duplication, doesn't it? I don't know. Is there something I'm not quite doing right? Oh, okay. Here, if the room puzzle is nothing, we return nothing for the dialog. Okay, well, that's why the other one passed. Okay. Yeah, I think we're all right. So we'll save this. Okay. And those accessors are okay. Puzzle dot has dialog. Dialog of puzzle. We can switch this one. Extra parens then. Okay. I'm just still shocked. I thought for sure there'd be a Boolean test in pattern for that, or in maybe for that. Okay, we'll save that again. Let's see how we're looking. Okay, so if we navigate, see if I can do this properly. Is it this one? This one? Nope. Lost in my own dungeon here. Oh, okay. Yay. No option for guessing. No actions, no dialogue. Good. Whew. I'm happy on that one. All right, let's push. And I guess I can get push. All right. Don't allow guesses for rooms with no puzzle. That sounds like a feature. Okay. Let's go back here. No puzzle, no actions, no puzzle, no guessing. Do we really need a has dialogue? I think we do. Yeah, so my reason I think we do, the other way I was going to say would be if you have no puzzle, then don't show any dialogues, which is true as far as it goes, but I could still have a room that has no dialogues and a puzzle. And in that case, I still don't want to show the dialogue, but I still would want to show the puzzle. So that was a decision. Okay, don't show action or puzzle if puzzle is missing. I think we've kind of said that there. All right. If the pattern name is empty, don't show that section of the page. Well, we're not going to do that. Okay. So, I mean, really what we're going to do is refactor for a bit. Show locks for secret doors. That's a new feature. Okay, that'll be a fun one. All right, but what I want to do really is, well, actually it's not refactor. Let's make the dungeon use room let's see, give the dungeon rooms hallways with no puzzles. Okay, yeah, that's what we're doing. All right, and it really is the hallways that are the prime example. No dialogue, answer none. That was my cheap way around this problem. Okay, let's look for none. Okay, that's another hallway. No puzzle, no dialogue, no puzzle. Now this none. Oh, yeah, that's the same case. This was the one to enter the second level. Interesting. Okay. A manhole cover. We'll have to figure out how we're going to deal with those. There's something going on when you switch levels, and maybe there's got to be a different button or something like that. Finish. Yeah, that's also kind of a tricky one. Okay. That should do that. Let's start over. Whoops, run. Okay, what's the pattern? Well, let's say prototype. The keyholes, we'll take this one. This one, we're just going to wander around the dungeon a little bit. Ooh, that picture needs a little work. Okay, let's record that somewhere. Okay, so the clerk, the hotel one. Sends you to 1M. Oh, which apparently doesn't exist. Okay. Let's make a note of that. Okay, level 2 map. I believe I've done that. Done in level 1. Okay, yeah, we did the map for that. I think I did it kind of before this day, so. Not done. Graffiti, keyholes, and there was a TBD. Okay. Yeah, so we've got a couple themes going on here. And it may be that there's not a good way to do these. It may not be worth the trouble, I guess. This one, you're presented with 3 walls with different kind of statements about applicability of a pattern, and the idea is you would say, which pattern does this apply to? Okay, that's one thing. The keyholes deal. These are the rooms that transition you down to the next level. So we don't want to, basically we want to require you to solve a certain number of puzzles, and then when you go down to the next level you start back at 0 and solve, some number of puzzles, and eventually you get to the last level and we're supposed to let the game end. So I don't know what we're gonna how we're going to handle that. I think it may be a different action completely going down a level, because we want to change the state. Now, guessing changes the state and so on, but I think this is not a guess of a puzzle. It's sort of an action. When you're ready, you can do this. All right. These portcullis and candle, they're kind of mini games. The portcullis has these arrows you're supposed to arrange in a certain order. The candle has things you put in a certain order to make a candle light up. And I'm not sure what Animal Trainer is. Maybe it's completely different. But these two, at least, I kind of wanted to explore the idea of a mini game that would have some different kind of actions for you, and I don't know what that would be. All right. So I think that's pretty good. All right. I think we've done what we can on the dungeon. We've used hallway. We've used when a room has no answer. We don't have none anymore. All right, and if I'm right on that, let's save this, reload this. I shouldn't see none on this list anymore, and I don't. Okay, TBDs, yeah, that could happen. Okay, so we've made our dungeon take advantage of that. And really, that was all hallways, I guess, so that's fine. Okay. Oh, wow. Finished a section. That's good. All right. Give the dungeon rooms with no puzzles. I've said that about 4 different ways. Show locks for secret doors until you solve a puzzle. And certain doors stay locked until you solve a puzzle. I think that's kind of the same. Right now they show a question mark, but I think we want to have doors that are completely locked. So let's go back. I've got a map. Okay, I don't know if this is exactly our map, but same idea. So in this, well, let's take this first room, 1A. I might want to require that you don't get to go to G until you've actually solved it. So I want to somehow indicate that, well, this is just a door. I didn't make a hallway for it, but I don't want this door to open until the puzzle is solved. And maybe the same thing here, like you get this nice hallway connecting 5 rooms. Maybe if you're in C and F, you have to solve them to open this door. I think that would be a reasonable one. And then I might put it between others, like you can't move from L to K or something like that. I don't think we need it everywhere because we want to leave you some outs. So if you get stuck, you don't want to just, you've used up your answers. You can't guess anymore, and still you can't open some of these doors enough to get around. That would be bad. Okay, but I'm thinking F, C. Maybe it's the end hallway ends. F, C, K, and H would be good candidates. And there might be another one in there as well. Now, we can't do it on G because G has no puzzle. So, I don't think. Yeah, it's the manhole cover. No puzzle. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Ugh, I don't know. All right, so lock, save, solved until you've solved a puzzle. I think we don't really know. What do we know? Let's go to state. Right. We know the room you're in. We know which rooms you've visited, the dialogue you're in, the guesses you've made, but we haven't recorded like how many guesses, which rooms did you get right? And I don't know if we need to record. Maybe it's the room is the right thing to do. You've solved our room. If we have the same answer, like we don't want it to be the pattern because you might have observer might have a couple rooms that have that answer. So I think what we're saying is there is additional state. Go figure. And the state is the set. I think it's a set of room names. It's the solved puzzles. Now, I'm going to look ahead a little bit. I had this notion that you count the puzzles when you shift the count. You reset the count when you shift levels. So can we do that? I guess we could. You've solved it. We wouldn't know at the end what all the puzzles, the rooms you solved, but we would know on this level you've solved these puzzles. And I think that's all right. But oh my goodness, we just keep piling on to the state. And I don't know, this is one of these things. There's a couple places in Elm where I'm just not quite sure. And this is one of them that I'm sort of forced to represent my whole state in something. And the bigger a program gets, it has a lot of state. I mean, like, look at what's the state for the IDE here. Okay. It knows all the contents of all my terminal windows. It's got the history of them all. Okay. It may be relying on the terminal itself for that. I don't know what they do inside. I keep track of all the tabs I'm in. I keep track of the positions I'm in. I keep track of which tab group I'm in. I keep track of where I am in here. I keep track of what these are. I don't know what else I've got. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Oh, I can run the last run thing, so I must be keeping track of what that was and stuff like that. I mean, there's just a bunch of state going on here. Well, one of the states is I know how the tree was opened, right? That's sustained when I close the window and I come back, okay? And so it seems like I need to keep track of a growing, I guess it's finite because there's only so much time in the world to do it, but potentially large amount of state, and that gets confusing to me. The other place I get I don't know, I get concerned is this. When we had this update message, we've got a very flat view of what happens. So any event has to come back through the update call, right? I mean, that's where the messages come in. Somebody passed a message that said, do this command, and we come back down here and we do something. And so I think in effect, you're making a very flat list. Now, I mean, again, taking this IDE, how many potential actions are there? Well, what's that? 8, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I mean, there's probably 150 actions on the menus alone. And then everything I click on comes with some actions. I mean, there's some overlap, I'll give you. I can resize things. I can move tabs around. I can select a bunch of these things. There's literally hundreds of events. And if you open up like Microsoft Word, right? I mean, it's I don't know if it's thousands, but it's a lot of events. Okay. And so this model here says all these things are going to be flattened down to a list of 150 things or 500 things. And that just seems really weird to me. It reminds me, I mean, this is kind of the way the original Mac OS took this kind of very flat approach as well. And I don't know, it's got that scaling of it just doesn't seem quite right to me. It makes me feel like you're going into this one dispatcher and then you're fanning out to every possible action that comes through, I guess. But it seems like some of these actions are more context sensitive, and I don't know, maybe there's a way to reflect that. But yeah, there's just a lot going on. And yeah, bring up these other dialogues. Oh, that one's nothing. But open a file dialog, right? There's 25 or 50 things going on there. Okay. So yeah, I don't know what we're going to do about that. All right. But I guess what I am reasonably convinced of is I can use the knowledge of which puzzles you've solved to count and to keep track of secret doors that you should be able to walk through. Okay. They shouldn't be secret for you anymore. Once you've opened them, they stay open. All right. Now, the question is, do I need to add that to my state first? I mean, I definitely can. Well, what does it do? I guess a locked door doesn't let you go through. Let's look around at door a little bit. Well, I guess it's the state, right? You're going in the game. This is more static. Game has a bunch of rooms kept in a dictionary. And then where's the doors? Exits. Okay. You look up the room and you get the exits from it. So that's a room and exits. Okay. So the room knows the exits. I think the room is going to have to know which doors are locked. And then somebody in the drawing, right? We have to say, how do you handle the doors? Well, right now it's pretty simple. Should be down on the bottom? Yeah, okay, doors. We walk through the list of exits, basically. And I think what we're going to have to do is put sort of a locked status on it. If it's locked, you can't go through it. Yeah, okay. So what I'm seeing is we have to maintain information in the state about what the user has solved, and in the game about the fact that it's a secret door. All right. Some doors stay locked. Well, I think this is really the manhole cover issue. You know, I forgot there's a better name for that now, but the pipe cover things, street covers. They want to let you do something when a condition is met. It's not so much stay locked. It's more you're ready to go down a level. Like, let's say you got to solve 5 puzzles. I think 3 was let's say 5. Okay. We've got so many rooms. I think requiring 5 per is not outrageous. Okay. At most end guesses. Ooh, we haven't done that either. Default room versus unknown. Okay, this is more of a refactoring issue. We got a lot of rooms running around. Okay. All right, where to pick up? Show locks for secret doors until you solve the puzzle. I guess that means I need to track when a puzzle is solved. And I think we're going to conflate puzzles with rooms, so I want to track the rooms that you've solved. Okay, guesses. And this is going to be like solved. Okay, so who's going to affect this? Well, that is back to our actions, our updates. Okay, if you guess a room, well, right now we just insert pattern name to guesses. What is that? Oh, okay. So we keep track of your latest guess for a given room. So if you selected proxy for the first one, the room with the button box, when we come back to that room, we're still on proxy. Okay, so it's really the most recent guess. And I think what we need to do is ask, have you solved this? I guess what I want to ask is, for a given room name, no, what do I want to say? I want to give you a room name, and you're going to tell me, have you solved it? Okay. So, let's pick up here. Well, let's see. Yeah, that's information up at this level, right? So I don't need to consult anybody else. All right, so let's do a state test. Okay, so the test is tell whether a room. See, I don't know. Do I really need to test both ways? Has solved as true. And I guess I'm asking state. I got state. Oh, and this is where I go crazy. Okay. It's got to have all this stuff. And I'm saying, sorry, I'm saying dictionary from list. Or no, I'm saying, is there a set dot from list? Yeah, so if we've solved room 1A, let's take a room 1. Room 1. Sorry. My cable popped off. All right. Now, you see what I'm doing? I'm adding a new field to the state, and everybody who defines the state is going to complain. Well, now this one complains, but everybody's going to complain in a minute when I put it in there for real. Okay, this is in. Oh, that should indent. State dot has solved room 1. Okay. And expect that to equal true. And I'm just going to put both tests in because I don't think I think we get them both kind of for free. Okay, the set is room 2, room 3, whatever. Have you solved room 1? Expect it to equal false. When a room is not solved, has solved is false. Okay. The good thing is the state doesn't get saved. So when we touch the game, then it becomes even more work. All right. But what's going to happen is I'm going to add this field. Okay, I guess I'll let it build. We add the field, and everywhere who creates a state is going to break. And I don't know. This is when I really wish for overloads. I would like to just not have to worry about it. Okay, what's your problem? I guess I want local too. Got things messed up. Okay, state room. I expect an equal sign next, followed by an expression telling me what to compute. 99. State room visited is a set. All right, so I'm going to say solved is a set of room name. And these two will work and nothing else. Okay. Why were you expecting an equal sign? Oh, I dropped state equals. Has solved room in state. Okay. Yes, let's add that. I guess we'll put it before any game stuff. Oops. Has solved. Takes a room name and a state, and it produces a Boolean. Okay, this is going to be everybody who creates a state. I know a better way to do this that I'm suffering from, but we'll manually fix these. I think what we can do is like we do in the update function. We take a model, which is a state, and then we update some fields. I think we should structure our stuff to do that. I don't know. Maybe we'll fix these manually and then add that as a refactoring to do. I don't know. We'll see. We're due for a break, so we'll take a break. My notion is we don't have an empty state, or as empty as it can be, and I think we want to do that as sort of a default state, and then all these tests can work from default state and update the stuff they care about. I think that is the way to go. And then these become more like default state with current room equals room 1 if we care about that. And these other ones that are empty, they can just default. Now game is a troubling one. Oh, we can update game too. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So anyway, we'll take a break, 2 minutes, and come back, set up this default state, and see how that goes. Hopefully that'll speed us up fixing all these things, and we'll go from there. Hi, welcome back. All right. So, default state is going to be equal to a state with current room. We'll just put a question mark. I can probably steal from this. All that stuff. Another set from list. And a default game. We're going to push this down. All right. Now, if we had all that, that's cool. Let's get game. A default game. Is a game with the starting room being unknown. No translations. And I guess an empty list of rooms. Okay. Now, state, default state. Let's find all these places. So, we'll start with this test because we're in state. Empty game. I don't think we care what the game is here. So this is default state. Let's see how we write that. It's like this. I think default state where current room equals current. And I think let's pop that here. What's the matter? Comma or a right square bracket expected. Okay, let me go to main again. It goes to model message. Model is that. That looks like the model to me. Oh, if I could learn how to comment, I might have a chance. All right. And I'm going to take the same approach. Okay. Okay, current room equals current. And what do we call this thing? The visited equals this. I did the same thing with the comments. Okay. That's all empty, empty, empty. Okay. Let me check that I'm on the right track with this stuff. So let's just let's just go down and we're going to take them one at a time. Okay. All these other places are complaining too. I don't think I can run these. No, until I finish them all. Oh, well, I've got stuff in state that's wrong. That's not good. I guess it didn't like that. In main.elm. State. Okay, let's put another set from list. We'll check these later. $18. All right, who we got here? Main test, main 44. Oops, that should be empty. Okay, maybe I didn't hit save quite right. Main test, main 44. The state call produces game to state, but in it should be a model. Okay, where's state? So it's string set dict set game. String set dict set game. What is wrong? The state call produces game to state. State. Oh, it helps to look at the right file, doesn't it? Okay. State. Set, dictionary, set, game. Now that. Thought that's what I had. Okay, main test. Error game. Fifth argument. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 44. How is that what I'm seeing? Oh, was it slow? Main test. Okay. Main test. That's that. Okay. Let's go to main test. I'm going to try commenting everything out. I don't think it likes that. I don't know what I did there. It doesn't like nothing. Okay. I'll do it this way. Oh, it still put .elm on me. Ah, okay. Oh, come on. Do I need anything? Can I just do? Oh. What is going on? Why don't you like it? I'm trying to parse a declaration, but I get nothing. Okay, we will do that one. I was not expecting a module here. What? Well, I can see how you would not. I don't know what's going on. Something's really screwy. What is... Let's show in Finder. Okay. I thought maybe the old one, the LMX, was kicking around or something, but apparently not. All right, let's do this. Is there a clean? What does every other test look like? I don't need that information. Okay, he's getting the right file. Module. Declaration infix. Infix lowercase ID port or type got module dot. Oh, am I reading main test and it's not? It's... Okay, well, that's some... Now it's back up. What is going on? State test. Game test. Module is a reserved word. Try changing it to something else. Okay. Main test. That, is this just junk down here? What? Okay. Okay. I've been on the wrong version of this thing, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, I'm trying to test state tests. And that passed. Okay. Goodness. All right. So let's undo this. Okay, so this is default state with Current room equals current. Visited equals and the rest is junk. Okay. Now this one, okay, we're staying with the unknown room. Use unknown guess. Okay. We're still having to touch a lot, aren't we? Well, the next time we have to add anything, we'll be happier. Current. Dictionary from list is guesses. Current, everything empty, current pattern, empty game. Notice it kicked in a new line. That's the formatting stuff I added a couple sessions ago. There was a flag or something, configuration we could change to say do that sort of thing. Current my trigger. Current pattern. So current my trigger must be the actions. Oh, looks like we can do default state here. Oh, with a new game. Okay. Is that legit? Apparently. Okay, room 1. State has dialog state. Okay, I guess we need current room. State equals default room, where current room equals room 1. Game equals game. Current, default state. Okay, we're getting to the bottom of this one. This was game. When a room is solved, I guess this could be default game. So let's try it without. Apparently my guess is wrong. When a room is solved, has solved is true. Okay, that should be failing. Okay. And this is very similar. But it had room 3. Let's call it not room 1. And that should pass. It's one failure, right? Okay. Let's go back to main test, my nemesis. Module main test. Did I have that module down on the bottom? No. Import main test. That's probably supposed to be model. No. Update. Well, that's why I did dot, huh? Main's just too big. But we got something here. Okay, state. And visited is that. I think that's okay. Okay. Now, how are we doing on the build? Okay. I think we're at the right place now. Okay, so our has solved, given room name and state. Okay. I guess we're just going to look in solved. We just want to find out if solved contains room name, right? So, I guess we have a set. Let's go see what set has. Contains member and set. Okay, let's check that. Oh. What is wrong with that? The value it solved is a room set of room name, but the annotation on has solved says it should be bool. Set.member comparable at a set. State.solved set of room names. Room name. Member. Let's flip it and see if it's happier. Whoops. Okay, well, we'll stop there. So we've answered the question: has a particular state solved a particular room? And we'll use that in some of the work we're doing coming up, basically showing locks and counting the guesses and all that stuff. So next time is going to be this Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We switch back to standard time this weekend in the States. So early Sunday morning we switch, and hope I can see you then or another time. Take care. Bye-bye.